What is human resource planning? Human resources planning is the ongoing practice of strategically planning ahead to make the most use of an organization's most important asset, qualified workers. Human resources planning helps prevent shortage or surplus of labor while ensuring the optimal match between employees and positions. Also known as workforce planning, human resources planning helps organizations recruit, retain, and optimize the deployment of people they require to meet strategic business objectives and respond to the changes in the market and the general environment. Tools for human resources planning. The first one is HR analytics. Workforce management involves making major decisions, which is better done with the help of data analytics. Insight into HR analytics is important for the team to calculate the cost and create process for workforce management, such as talent development, talent acquisition, and workforce risks and gaps. Next tool is employee database. To facilitate human resources planning, the workforce profile has to be created. The profile should cover data on employees, turnover and recruitment, internal influence, current competency, and competitor analysis.
Being proactive in HR can save organization time, money, and effort by getting ahead of problems before they arise. When HR strategy is strongly proactive, the colleagues are less likely to devote your time to putting out fires. Proactive HR studies the business and its goals to identify potential and problem and curate practices to prevent or address problems before they occur. Often data and workforce planning are used to create a successful proactive HR strategy. For example, prioritizing how to hire people and improving compensation, training, and turnover are all aspects of this approach. Proactive HR even applies to the benefits you provide your employees to the management practices your leadership team uses. Ultimately, this strategy relies on better timing of HR practices and planning to expand the impact HR professionals can have on the bottom line of an organization. Another way to close the gaps between your organization is and where it wants to be is with a proactive training program. Your conversation with leadership about goals can show you how this kind of program can take shape. For example, let's return to our restaurant equipment service company. Maybe in addition to expanding its service area, the company wants to expand its high-end client base by offering authorized repair services for premium brands. A training program for employees in each area you serve could help your organization build out those premium offerings in an orderly way. It could also help your organization reach its expansion goals in tight labor market by allowing you to hire entry-level technicians for attitude, check for skill, and promote from within. A proactive training strategy could get the employees' input on the types of training needed to reach their career goals with your organization. That can help to increase employee retention, which is the workers who are satisfied with their career growth and more likely to stay. Next, back succession planning is here by training with career path and individuals' career goals in mind. Thirdly, strengthen your workplace culture by supporting career growth and innovation. Lastly, build a better employer brand. Most HR departments hire only when a company has an opening that needs to be filled. If an employee leaves or moves elsewhere within the company, other members of that department are forced to take on extra work until a new employee can be found. This is stressful for employees and disruptive for the workflow. In contrast, proactive HR strategy means planning for turnover and predicting who will leave. Metrics like employee engagement, absenteeism, and employee productivity can be used to accurately predict which employees are likely to leave within the year. Further, proactive strategies ensure a steady stream of talent enters your business as you need it. Process like storing application from promising potential hires and conducting rolling interviews decrease the time to hire because you don't want waste time advertising open position and screening applicants. Also, when you hire more qualified and skilled employees, They require less training because reaching maximum productivity. In the long term, proactive strategies that bring in higher quality talent also reduce turnover. After all, if you hire better employees to begin with, you are less likely to have problems down the line.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shafika binti Arshad and I will continue to the next effect, that is control over recruitment and training costs. What is recruitment and training? Recruitment is the process of actively seeking out, finding and hiring candidates for a specific position or job. The recruitment definition includes the entire hiring process from inception to the individual recruit integration into the company, while training is the process for providing required skills to the employee for doing the job effectively, skillfully, and qualitatively. Training of employees is not continuous, but it is periodical and given in a specific time. Generally, training will be given by an expert or professional in related field or job. First, I want to talk about the problem that we face for recruitment and training. That's recruitment costlies HR activities. Many steps needs to be taken and require a long time and a high cost. Recruitment is one of the most expensive HR activity for a business, where recruiting the right or wrong people for a role can have a huge impact of the entire company. There are many things to consider, such as hiring expense, bonus, office space and equipment, and the time it takes to hire new employees. That is why important to understand the human resource planning. Next, we have wrong type of training. Using difficult training method, the wrong type of training or an overly complicated form of training can result in a higher business cost than the resulting learning will help the business. Now we move to how human resource planning helps. So, human resource planning helps to solve this problem by adopting applicant training system ATS by help to find employees who fit the needs and it save costs. For examples, there are several alternative hiring strategies that can be used to find new employees and make the hiring process cheaper. Many companies also use the applicant tracking system ATS to reduce the administrator associated with hiring. Next, we have undertake a training needs analysis by understand where are skill lacking and able to have consistent meeting with manager to allow for constructive feedback on a regular basis. Perform a training needs analysis necessary to understand skill shortfall in the business and where training and other staff development strategies can help improve toward critical skills to achieve maximum profitability.
The third benefit of human resource planning is that HRP assists companies to adapt with changes. Organizations must adapt with changes in the environment, whether it is locally or even abroad. Having a human resource planning in mind can definitely help a company to adapt with changes and even potentially staying one step ahead of everything. An example that can be referred is technological changes, whereas having a human resource planning in mind can help a company to not get left behind in the competition amongst many companies in the market. And even from the research and development, with the right human resource planning in mind, it can even overtake the competition and stay up top there for a very long time. Next, we will be discussing to the next issue that is related to the matter at hand, which is change management in HRP. Why is it important? It is because the business landscape is constantly evolving, and to meet these expectations, a proper human resource planning is needed. There are many ways for a manager to handle changes in human resource planning. One of them is by redefining employee roles and responsibilities. This can occur in many different situations, whether it involves economic instability, the need to downsize, new discoveries in technological advancements, and the list goes on. Reorganization in these matters often requires HR managers to redefine employees' roles and responsibilities. If an effective plan is initiated, then surely the company will prosper for the long run. Next is reducing or eliminating resistance in changes. Changes in the company can involve stress and fear among staff members. The best way to alleviate this issue is through communication, and it takes constant communication between HR managers and employees to receive feedback and solutions effectively. The third one is by implementing changes in distinct phases. It is best to implement changes slowly, as it is a means to not let workflow in a company to be disrupted by sudden changes. By preparing phases and outlining key roles ahead of time, a company's performance may even improve more than beyond expectations. And then finally is providing support systems and training programs for changes. Professionals on a certain field are responsible for tackling changes for everyone in the company. Support from supervisors and the proper training in the related changes is necessary for employees in the company to adapt with the changes, and it may even improve the employees' self skills and performance overall.
So moving on to the effect number 4. Number 4 is improve employee utilization by connecting the right employee with the right person. So why is this important? It is very important to hire the right candidate because new employee can directly influence the productivity and efficiency of your organization. Whether you are seeking to fill a managerial positions or any entry-level role, it is often beneficial to onboard a qualified candidate who's very comfortable within your company's culture. So next, another advantage of hiring the right and the best candidate is it can also decrease the workload of current employees who can delegate tasks to your new hire. An effective method when hiring candidates is to always search for the applicants who possess specialized skills that can assist to your current team tasks. For example, let's say if your team is struggling with meeting deadlines, it may be the best to search for someone who has a good time management skills. Team members who have a very diverse skill subsets are likely to achieve company goals. So when you are choosing the right candidates, the right employees, the right position, someone to fill in the position, try to contemplate on how their areas of expertise complement the skills of the current staff members. And also by hiring customers and co-workers alike, you are cultivating the best customer service experience in the market. Candidates who possess excellent interpersonal skills when dealing with customers are the right candidates, the right employees, the right position, someone to fill in the position. Try to contemplate on how their areas of expertise complement the skills of the current staff members. And also by hiring customers and co-workers alike, you are cultivating the best customer service experience in the market. Candidates who possess excellent interpersonal skills when dealing with customers are usually very essential for building your business, because without the right person in your company, in your customer service role, you might as well, and you are indirectly telling the potential customers to deal with your competition, because that's exactly what they do. And unfavorable customer service experience is the number one first time customers or client move on.
Conclusion for positive effect of human resources planning on organization performance. Human resources planning can be a long time consuming process during which major decisions are made. Human resource planning is an essential process that covers all aspects of workforce management. While it is not always a requirement, HR planning has many benefits to an organization. It helps a company address its manpower needs, ensure that the right people are hired, retain top talents, manage employees, and promote their productivity, facilitate expansion programs, and cope with change. HR planning should be done regularly, whether annually or biannually.